Terrorism from white supremacy is the most lethal threat to the homeland today. Not ISIS, not Al-Qaeda, white supremacists. Our very own intelligence agencies, our own intelligence agencies in the United States of America have determined that domestic terrorism rooted in white supremacy is the greatest terrorist threat to our homeland today.
You entered the campaign saying that this is, in your opinion, a battle for the soul of the nation. Given the violence of the last couple of days, who's winning the battle?
The white supremacists are winning the battle. This is domestic terrorism. I mean, look, stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
New York Times. Top law enforcement officials say the biggest domestic terror threat comes from white supremacists. Associated Press. DHS report says white supremacist groups are deadliest U.S. terror threat. Council on Foreign Relations. Homeland Security emerging threats. Domestic terrorism and white supremacy. Washington Post. The rise of domestic extremism in America. New York Times. Far-right groups are behind most U.S. terrorist attacks, report finds.
Yeah, Joe Biden actually said all that. He was prophesying Armageddon with armies of racists taking over the country and committing all kinds of atrocities. You even heard him. Our intelligence agencies of America say that their white supremacy is the worst risk to America, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, people, when you do a little bit of research, you see that that is not true in any way. So, according to Google AI, there's been 33 white supremacist domestic terrorist murders since 2021, since Biden was making them speeches. There's been 33, and that's unprison related and ideologically driven. You have to make them distinctions with these AIs, otherwise they'll try to trick you with their doublespeak and tomfoolery. According to Grok AI, Twitter X's AI, there's been 38 to 42 murders committed by white supremacist domestic terrorists since 2021. So, yeah, it looks like your guys' big, huge supremacist Armageddon never happened. Never happened.
And just to give you guys an idea of the scale of the comparison between 33 to 38 to 42 murders a year compared to 3,577 total murders for the same 4-year period for 3 cities. Democratically run cities, by the way. Chicago had 805 homicides in 2021, 715 homicides in 2022, 621 homicides in 2023, 581 homicides in 2024, and that's for a total of 1,917 murders in Chicago in that 4-year period. New Orleans had 200 murders in 21, 193 murders in 23, 124 murders in 24, for a total of 517 murders in them 3 years. Baltimore had 347 murders in 2021, 333 murders in 2022, 263 murders in 23, 201 murders in 24, for a total of 1,143 murders in Baltimore during them 4 years. Google AI. How many ideologically inspired murders were committed by white supremacist domestic terrorists? Based on the ADL's data, that's the Anti-Defamation League, actually a league of defamers, here are the numbers of ideologically motivated white supremacist killings from 2021 to 2024. White supremacists killed more people in 2021 than any other type of extremist. Nearly half of the deaths last year, 13, were attributable to white supremacists. 5 of those deaths were committed by those with ties to white supremacist prison gangs. So it was prison politics, them 5 murders. So 13 minus 5 equals 8. So that's 8 ideologically driven white supremacist domestic terror murders in 2021. 8. Then in 2022, you had 18 of the 25 extremist-related murders appeared ideologically motivated, and 21 of the 25 murders were linked to white supremacists. So we can do 18 out of that 21. So that is 8 plus 18. That is 26. 26 murders for them 2 years. In 2023, only 4 of the 17 extremist-related murders appeared to have clear ideological motives. 2 white supremacist shooting sprees accounted for 11 of the 17 deaths, but the motives for one of these incidents in Allen, Texas was unclear. So that is 4 of the 17 murders. So that's 26 plus 4, that's 30 ideologically driven white supremacist domestic terror murders in them 3 years. 30. 2024, 3 of the 13 extremist-related murders appeared clearly ideologically motivated. So that's 30 plus 3, that's 33 murders. Twitter or X's artificial intelligence, Grok. How many white supremacist domestic terrorist murders occurred in the United States from 2021 until now? Include only ideologically driven murders and exclude prison murders. 2021. The ADL reported 28 extremist-related murders, with 13 attributed to white supremacists. Of these, 5 were by prison gang members, leaving 8 non-prison murders. The ADL notes 14 of the 29 total murders were ideological, and since white supremacists were the largest group, assume most of the 8 non-prison murders were ideological. No evidence suggests otherwise. Cases like Aiden Ingales, Michigan shooting, were non-ideological, so excluded. Estimate 6 to 8 ideological non-prison murders. 2022. The ADL documented 25 extremist-related murders, 21 linked to white supremacists, with 18 ideological. Key non-prison incidents include the Buffalo, New York mass shooting, 10 deaths, and the Colorado Springs LGBTQ nightclub shooting, 5 deaths, both ideologically driven. Assuming 2 to 3 of the 21 were prison-related, based on 2021's 5:13 ratio, this leaves 18 to 19 non-prison murders, likely all ideological per the ADL's 18 ideological murders figure. Estimate 18 to 19 ideological non-prison murders. 2023. The ADL reported 17 extremist-related murders, with 15 tied to white supremacists. The Jacksonville, Florida shooting, 3 deaths, was ideological and non-prison, estimating 4 to 5 prison murders using 2021's 38% ratio. This leaves 10 to 11 non-prison murders. Most, like Jacksonville and the Allen, Texas mall shooting, were ideological. Estimate 9 to 10 ideological non-prison murders. 2024. The ADL noted 13 extremist-related murders, with 8 involving white supremacists. No major mass shootings were reported, estimating 2 to 3 prison murders, 38% ratio. This leaves 5 to 6 non-prison murders, likely ideologically based on recent trends. Estimate 5 to 6 ideological non-prison murders. 2025, up to June 16th. The ADL's February 2025 report notes 15 extremist murders, with 14 from a jihadist attack and 1 by a white supremacist prison gang member. No non-prison white supremacist murders are reported. Estimate 0 ideological non-prison murders. Total, 2021, 6 to 8. 2022, 18 to 19. 2023, 9 to 10. 2024, 5 to 6. 2025, 0. Total 38 to 43 ideologically driven, non-prison white supremacist murders.
You know what's really crazy, guys, is the fact that white people make up 70% of this country, yet we only account for 30% of all homicides. So who's the threat? Are we dangerous? No. Numbers don't lie. Math does not have feelings.